Well, hello there. How you doing today? That's a little loud, no? I don't know. Testing still. Sweetie Snacks. Sweetie Snacker Divine Glow. Divine Glow. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. I know what I got going on. That's better. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm watching my YouTube on another device just so I have an idea of how things are going. So check this out. I don't know how well can you see this. This is some psychological warfare. Hey, smoking and riding. What's going on? I like your smoking and riding. I like that. Okay, yeah, I gotta get there. Still getting used to the StreamYard shit. Yeah, so these are old psychological warfare papers that were used probably as far back as the First World War, but definitely the Second World War. So, enemy mention of selected topics. The first half year number of mentions per 10-day period. Hey, how's it going? So you see how methodically they have this lined up and mapped out. It's it's fascinating. Really, it is. There we go. So how's the volume, guys? Can you hear me okay? You notice the when I talk, you see the little space monitor every time I talk. Isn't that neat? Pat myself on the back here. Okay. So this is a basic map of how the Illuminati works. All right. So you have the domestic branch, the director and executive directors at the top, special agents and assistant to the director that are second in command, and then so on and so on. And he told two friends, and he told two friends. You see how that works, guys? Right? Oh, and look, this must be middle management right here. You see that? So, right now, in our society, the people that are in these positions are and basically completely 100% yes men. So, and I think they might be. Oh, great! Thanks, Footprints. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in. It sounds better, eh? I've just added more alcohol. That's what I've done. So here's another organization of the overseas branch, Offices of War Information. So again, the director and executive directors are at the top, and it's the top-down pyramid type structure that is. Oh, okay. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, we all do, buddy. We all do. It's not like I have any backdoor access or anything. I actually know less than you guys. I find out a lot of what's going on from the screen, he said, melancholy like. Okay. So here's headquarters for the Army Forces Propaganda Branch, Deputy Chief, the the Army member of the JCS. So it's basically giving you the breakdown of how they report and who they report to. So look, it's O, the CIA and the OSS, and then here's the theater of war. So this is where they're planning everything, and then they go about it through here, through the operations, research, so on and so on. She told two friends. But it's kind of fascinating because there's one little part in here where it shows. Okay, so these are all the different ranks of the propagandists. But there was this one area that showed the kind of information you let your own people know. So let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Own propaganda to enemy audience and friendly propaganda to the home audience. Enemy propaganda to one side. So they're basically what they tell the enemy, they kind of flip it and reverse it, just like Missy Elliott, and they run it backwards and then give it to us, right? Enemy propaganda, audience as the troops, our propaganda is the troops. So they're giving the same information to the fighting people on whatever side, the good side or the bad side. They get the same limited amount of information. Same kind of thing here. Well, so you would tell your troops that the enemy is exposed and demoralized. Meanwhile, when that is happening to you, you're telling your own troops that, oh, we're well supplied, food's coming. Reinforcements are coming, right? That's how that works. And here's just some little cartoons. The Warriors for Freedom. And you see, that is one thing, and I honestly, I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone that has served. You get an amazing amount of skill set from joining the military. But if you're uninformed about what you're joining, or you fall into the basic propaganda, which is disseminated for everyone. So I'm actually going to be the bad guy for saying that, the army is really a tool of the government. So joining that, you're joining the government. I mean, most wars that are fought are for the banking class to make more money. So when you join the military, you're helping perpetuate that agenda. And I say that without trying to take anything away from anyone that has served, because 99.9% of anyone that is served, they've done us a great favor. It's just, it sucks that people get manipulated, and that's one thing. Is, yeah, part of me I always wish I had a bit more military training. It's great training, but then another part of me, I don't want to go out to Afghanistan. At the time, I didn't want to go out to Afghanistan and just start killing people because the government tells me to. I mean, I understand the one part in geopolitics where you need a strong defense when you're talking about nations. But nations are also relatively new in the grand scheme of things. So it's just like I said, I'm any veteran that has done any amount of fighting or anything, I respect you to the fullest. I really do. But all I'm saying is a lot of times the wars that these guys have been rounded up and sent off to fight and die for are really, that's where the problem is. Not at all with the military. And just let me get that clear. So, Prospect Hill, Bunker Hill, $7 a month, 3 pence a day. Fresh provisions and in plenty, rotten salt pork. Health, the scurvy. You see, it's and this is a Galilean dialect, guys. Dialectic. It's coming from the same source. Okay, how's it going, guys? So, just in case, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, Mitch is great. I love Mitch, buddy. I wish I could do more my stream like his. Teal Tides, thanks for coming in. Footprints, as always, you're always here, buddy. Thank you, Jonathan. You too. I'm seeing you a lot. Smoking and Riding, thanks for coming in. Oh yeah. There's okay, buddy. I will. Yeah, it's strange that there's so many people coming out. She's a natural. She's a star already, and that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I mean, it's excuse me. It's just it's funny. It's just situations. They're just funny. Anyways, let's go back. Oh, here. Why don't we watch this for a sec? We'll take a little break and do this.
Take off your helmets and show solidarity with we the people, or we're gonna run over you! Thank you, Jesus!
Yeah, I get it, Smoking News,
Come on, I heard you loud and clear.
Oops. There we go. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I get it because, and I'm not trying to blow my horn or anything, but yeah, there was a point where I was, I could see, you know what I mean? You can pick out that kind of, those kind of signals anyways.
Take off your weapons! Take off your baggage! Take off your helmets and show solidarity with we the people, or we're gonna run over you! Thank you, Jesus!
Political trance Interesting.
Take your badge off, lay down your weapons, and let us in our building. Take off your weapons, take off your badges, take off your helmets, and show solidarity with we the people, or we're gonna run over you! We're gonna run over you! Do you think your little t-shirt guns are gonna stop this crowd? No! We're going in that building! Take off your badges, take off your guns, put down your weapons! Put down your weapons! I want my tear gas! No! We're gonna push! That's right, y'all gashed your fucking self! You gashed your fucking self! You sure did! Lay down your weapons! Those weapons belong to us! That helmet 4518 belongs to me! Give me my helmet! Give me my helmet! Now! Hodges! D. Hodges! Lay down your weapons!
This guy's on a tangent.
Choose us! Choose us! Hey, Justin, thank you for coming out without a helmet. Thank you. Thank you. Take off your helmet, 4518. That helmet belongs to me. That helmet belongs to me. Take it off. This is all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're going in. We're going in.
I know what you mean there, smoking your wagon. Allegedly. Hey, allegedly.
Start up a big tear gas. Come on, my tear gas. Gas is coming. Gas is coming. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. Come on, press in. Press in. We're going in! You're letting us in our building!
Yeah, so we're just going to how do I put this? When somebody's, getting harassed and that, but probably the best thing for them is to stay away for a while. So I'm sure they're just regrouping. I'm thinking everything's okay, but what do I know? I'm just a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Get it all the way back. Let me up. Back up. Get him up. That's fine. We're going in. nigga. What's your name?
Hans.
Huh?
Hans.
Thank you for taking your bullet. I'm going to get mine.
That's right.
We're going in!
Wow, I had a few, I've read a couple of them, yeah. And it's funny because some of the guys that I hang out with on lives and that, they still, they still have heroes, right? Even me, when he came on my live, I was like, oh, hey. But I was under the impression he was still, that things had been repaired, but yeah, people are slick, that's for sure. People are slick. Yeah, Fame has a.
Tell me, what are we doing? Why are we going back?
Fame is a very interesting drug, that's for sure. So let's go back to the psychological warfare here, guys. Just let me check something. Okay, I'm on. All right, so we went over this Prospect Hill, Bunker Hill. These are what they tell one side, and this is what they tell the other side. And I guess these are examples of, notes, banknotes. Some more banknotes. This is just something. Okay, what does it say? I can't read it. Dang, man. Yeah. So, well, there's 213 pictures here. Okay, let's see what this says. Okay, the guys who are fighting are pulling. Okay, yeah. So this is the BBC. Interesting. So they're talking about the DJs at the BBC. This is obviously during probably World War II. American soldiers, remember these happy days when you were stopped with your best girl, going places and doing things no matter, when you two were enjoying a nice juicy steak at some Tony restaurant or watching a thrilling movie with your favorite stars performing or dancing, you are happy. What is left of all this? Nothing but days and nights of the heaviest fighting. And for many of you, nothing but plain wooden cross in a foreign soil. Wow. So isn't that nice and reassuring? You get that before you go out and shoot people you don't know. So can't read that either. Anyways, this is yeah, so this is some examples of psychological warfare as per World War II and World War One. Looks like World War II to me from the planes. But here, propaganda. Oh wow. And work is shake. Okay, that's a German word, yeah. I get it. You have a crush on Danny, do you? Yeah, he does. I hope to work with him, actually do some art with him. That would be cool. We get on and yeah, who knows what the future is going to hold. But hey, homeless, how you doing, buddy? Who knows what the future is going to hold? But this one thing I am sure of is this independent media thing is it is the way of the future as far as people getting their information. Um, a good majority of people do not trust the mainstream sources, and there's probably like one of us in every family or extended family at least. You know, there's one black sheep. Good, buddy. Good. Yeah. I haven't been on your stream, but I've noticed you've had a bit of drama lately. I hope you are doing okay. Hope things are, you know, don't be embarrassed about not having your shit together either. You know, because live streaming when you're homeless takes a lot of courage, buddy. So I commend you for that. Um, I don't think I would have done it when I was homeless, possibly, but I'm not homeless right now, and I'm actually in an apartment, and I mean I don't have a lot of things or a lot of income, but you know I'm stable for a while, and what you're experiencing is an added stress that you know it really does. It's very hard to get up and go to work, you know, clean and looking respectable when you're homeless. When you have to go shower at the yeah, no kidding. That's what I thought myself. I was like, no, but what do we got here? But I can't. I'm no. I mean, that's just under the cards for me, so that's fine. But I can still be a gentleman. But yeah, being homeless is tough, man, and trying to go to work and put on that respectable facade, it's hard to do. And like even when I went to a shelter, so I was in like a homeless shelter, so I had access to showers, and I had access to food. Um, so that made it, yeah, and clothes too. So I was able to change your clothes because when you go to work, yeah, it's still testing shadow, you know it. But when you go to work, like the work I would do, I mean, I was painting, so my clothes would be covered in dust, and covered in paint and sweat, and it's not something you want to wear the rest of the night. But yeah, it's hard to do, man. It's hard to do. So I commend you, and if you're doing any crowdfunding, thanks, buddy. Thank you. If you're doing any crowdfunding, don't don't sweat the trolls, buddy. Like really, at the end of the day, the people that are going to support you are going to support you because they want to support you, not because you're asking for it. That might just, jar their memory or jar their thought process for that. But for real, I think when people support creators, they do it because they want to. I mean, that's what I do. I've thrown people money here and there, and just because they've said something at the time or I was able to. I'm not always able to, right? But yeah, so it's just something that I've come to terms with myself. Even in the beginning, I was against it, but I didn't know how difficult and how time consuming uh, YouTube content and just making content is, and how stressful it is. I mean, so there's multiple times and I know I bitch about this all the time, but there's multiple times I've posted exactly the same video as something I've seen get thousands and thousands of views. Just even the downtown east side videos that I do, or the interview videos, I'll look on YouTube and I'll see other videos of Vancouver, downtown east side, and they've got just thousands, and I get 13 or something stupid. But anyways, that's my bitch for the night. But yeah, it's a hard job. Like it is a job, and I love doing it. I love making noises with these computers. I love pushing the buttons. I love the little lights on the DAW. I actually downloaded Appleton last night, and I made my first Appleton loop. I was so happy. I I filmed it and sent it to Lorraine. So my wife is working right now, so and that's the stress. I mean, I've always been an alpha male. I always brought home the money for us. I always took care of the drugs. I always took care of the fucking the food, the bills, everything. And now, oh, thanks, footprints, thanks. And now I'm not. I wake up and my wife still cooks. She still cooks, but I do the cleaning, and I'm slowly setting up things for. I know it is, buddy. I know. Well, there's two ways I look at it. I look at it like, yeah, I'm less of a man, and I don't, I'm not pulling my weight or whatever. I look at it like that. But also, it's like I've always wanted time to learn Appleton, to learn more of this software, to to get my paints out and start painting again. Um, so it's given me this opportunity, and this isn't, and it was almost like I was training Lorraine for this in a sense when we look back in hindsight, because I trained her to paint, and she's making more than what I made at the company. And that's one of the reasons I quit, was I wasn't making enough and blah blah blah. I was getting frustrated, and I was starting to drink more, and just be be bitter about things when but it was self-perpetuating, right? Like, so I would drink more, which would make me more unreliable, so in turn I wouldn't get called to the jobs that I wanted, in a sense, and then I'd be pissed off about it. You see how that works, right? So, and there's issues and this and that. Yeah, but I'm also a type that I hold things back and then I'll blow up, which I'm really trying to kind of switch that up. And this is one thing that YouTube has always been for me is I can talk about it. I'll even make videos sometimes and I won't even post it. I'll just bitch about something and then I'll fucking look at it and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna post that. But it just as far as therapy goes. So it's true though, yeah, man. And that's like I said. So I look at it as I was saying is because I'm not forcing her to do this. She's actually wants to get out of the house and I'm like, yeah, go for it, okay. And I mean, it's not like I don't know how to make money. I I was a junkie for 20 years. Junkies can make money. In fact, junkies are probably some of the hardest working, most entrepreneurial people I've ever seen. I mean, you got to come up with a lot of money every day, and you got to figure out how to do that and stay out of jail. So, and I was pretty good at that, but like I said before, I was taking care of everything, and but I wasn't. So my focus was on financial and you know that kind of thing, stuff, other stuff. I can't really talk about some of the stuff either. And I was doing things and putting together things on the back end that I couldn't talk about or let out. So it would add stress to me. Yeah, it is. It is. Thanks, buddy. It would add stress to me, and then I would be angry or I'd be snappy, and that just it's just self perpetuating. It doesn't help. Right? So I did need the time, and I did need to just kind of like I've always been mind controlled, I guess, to work. Okay, well, you got to be the one that works. You got to work. You always got to work. Even so, I worked when I was injured. I worked when I was dope sick. I worked when I was sick, and I've noticed now, like I'm 52, I guess, and I can't throw the ladders around like I could, and I can't run up and down them like I did. Like I used to do just the craziest, stupid shit, and it's my body isn't like when I'm up on a roof now, I'm a lot slower. I'm a lot more, and I used to go on these roofs that were pitched very, very steep and just dance around it like Fred Astaire for fuck's sakes. And it's a lot different now, and that was one reason how I made my money and why I could be so cocky was because I could do that stuff, right? And eventually, I wanted to do more of the fine high end work, but because I was such a rogue black sheep type worker, I didn't get those opportunities handed to me, or I wasn't acknowledged for those opportunities. So I did get a bit of a chip on my shoulder, right? I'm like, I could fucking paint that twice as better as those people. You know what I mean? And which is true. I can, but I just wasn't. Yeah, yeah. I have been actually doing a little. Well, maybe not the last month, but not as much. But I have started a bit more of a exercise routine, and it does make you feel a lot better, especially when you do it in the morning. Because I don't particularly like exercising. But then when I'm into it and I got a good song going, some good funk or something, and I don't mind it, right? So it's a motivation thing. You know how it is, right? it's a motivation thing. But like, and I probably do need that more than eating clean. That's yeah, we do. Well, and that's tough because you're indoctrinated on a certain type of food, puff rice krispies or whatever the fuck it is, and this and that. And even when you go to try to eat healthy, like we have a place called Whole Foods, and they're supposed to be this organic and everything. And when you really, really look at it, they're not as organic as they say they are. So yeah, that's true. Smoking, it's up and down in life, and it's sometimes you just some of us get more down. but but and one thing I've learned is perspective, and that goes back to the whole thing about my wife working, right? It's perspective. The way you look at things really affects how you feel and how things play out, and I believe that. So thanks for popping in there, smoking and riding. I'm gonna sub to you if I'm not already. I'm gonna check you out because we've had quite a little back and forth here, and I appreciate that. I honestly do. Like when I get people in my stream and I feel I hit a connection with them, or I just feel, or they're like, I really try to, like, I'm a pretty real person, and I'm very accessible. So, and I think that's a good thing. Hopefully this this gets a bit. Yeah, true, eh? Yeah, yeah. How old are you? Smoking and riding? You're 41, you said? Because that kind of knowledge, wisdom has to have some age to it. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if I told you, but I got Appleton working, and I got it working with my launch pad. All this stuff that I've made and played for you guys, everything on the videos, on the music, and everything. It's all self-taught. Kind of blowing my own horn here, but that's true. It's I haven't done a whole lot of tutorials for a lot of this stuff. I just kind of push buttons. That's how I learn. But I also need a teacher. I find I learn better when I have somebody teaching me. Oh, you're 49, eh? Yeah, okay, yeah. Right on. So I'll check you out. Yeah. Um yeah, there's some things I don't want to get into. I don't really want to talk about the whole drama thing that's going on too much. Just I don't like giving it a lot of energy, and B, yeah, like I do have a wife, and talking about some 25-year-old girl all the time is not the best thing. You know what I mean? Even though it's like it's just it is what it is, right? So let's see what this is here. Military authorizes authorities demand a nationwide war on vice. They got a sham battle. What's this? A polite blood testing campaign which would not alarm ladies' aid societies and parent teachers associations. Nevertheless, police raided a large number of cabaret dance halls and joints in 21 small, medium, and large cities. These raids showed that 20,000 women investigated. A staggering proportion had venereal disease. Over 80% had BD. 21% were prostitutes. Of the 79% non-professionals, 61% were pickups, 18% were girlfriends, 17% were girls under 20, 84% were wives of men serving in the armed forces abroad. Those hussies. Those hussy women. Oh. Both groups were mostly members of the growing, blood of B girls who declare that they, oh fuck, I can't even read it. Is your girl among them? So I guess they're declaring their pussy liberation. Liberate the pussy, y'all. Guard against venereal disease. Lately, there has been a great increase in the number of venereal diseases among our officers and men, owing to prolific contacts with Filipino women of dubious caricature. Due to hard times and stricken conditions brought about by the Japanese occupation of the islands, Filipino women are willing to offer themselves for a small amount of foodstuffs. This is like an advertisement for it. It's advisable in such cases to take a full protective measures by use of condoms, protective medicines, etc. Better still, hold intercourse only with wives, virgins, or women with respectable character. Oh, God. Furthermore, in view of the increase in the pro-American leanings of many Filipino women, they're more than willing to offer themselves to American soldiers. And due to that fact, Filipinos have no knowledge of hygiene disease, carrying are rampant, and, and due care must be taken. Oh my fucking wow. I hope I don't get taken down for rhetoric. You know? This is just crazy. Oops. There we go. Rhetoric. Yeah, you see, and dude, she did the same for me. I mean, although my podcasts have been lately more about her, but that's all good. I probably wouldn't have any subscribers if if she didn't genuinely like my art. I mean, it was, and the thing was, what happened was I was going against the masks and all that kind of stuff, right? Because when that came on, it really went like when they called the 2 weeks in my city. I literally that the day they called that, I literally was like, "This is a fucking scam," and I knew it right off the hop, and I was an adamant conspiracy guy when it came to this shit, and she followed my podcast and in Walmart refused to wear a mask, and then the cop came, and then I guess allegedly she pulled the mask off his face or something like this, and ended up in a psych ward and in a jail, and they didn't really have a charge or whatever. She didn't have really a release date, and that's scary. And I was literally talking about that because in our country up here, Trudeau he went to Klaus Schwab's finishing school, which is so how I think I've showed before the top-down uh, power structure of the New World Order, or whatever you want to call it, Illuminati, whatever. But yeah, it just shit. I lost my train it it just goes to show how easily people in my country were following these mandates. It happened in 2 weeks, and boom, everyone turned into a blithering idiot up here. Literally, not, like 80% of the people in my country were just fucked up, and I spoke a lot against it, and that I guess that's what resonated with her, but it it ended up she went to jail for a while, and it was like fuck. So I felt bad about that, and then I guess some of the rest of her band came on and started checking me out, and that because I guess she liked my podcast and my views. They made sense, I guess, and with Danny is very much like me, I suppose. And that's totally traumatizing, man. Like, and it must have been even worse because here I was talking about how the country is going into this complete authoritarianism, and then experiencing that, like no charges, no in a psych ward. When you get put into psych wards too, like that's scarier than jail almost. Because who's in every fucking movie, who is the evil guy? It's an evil doctor, right? I mean, just going back to the truth in movies thing, but and yeah, no. So I'm grateful for her checking my when she was in jail. She taught it's not like I guess she's a cute girl, so all kinds of guys are wanting to be with her. That Snow, who had a hit song in Canada called "Informer," he was uh, he was talking to her in jail there, and I guess she'd seen him in court. Yeah, it's and not only that, her dad is a famous punker, man. Dad was he was like a legend in the punk scene here in Canada. So she's like royalty in a sense. So that's but yeah, it's it is like I said, I'm married, so I definitely yeah, and then went down to the states just to travel and then got linked up with I and in a sense, it probably would have never even heard of fucking death if it wasn't for me. And I'm not saying that like in a good way. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the genre that I jumped in, like I said. So 6 degrees of separation is a real thing, man. It's uh, it's quite amazing. Let's do something here. Um, okay, we'll do this. I don't know if you can hear this. How's the volume? I don't, like I said, I don't know. Probably seeing the genre I was in, and then because jail stories, recovery, that kind of thing, algorithm, and trying to get. I think everyone on the internet wants a little bit of recognition, right? You know what I mean? How's the volume with this, guys? Can you hear okay? It's dangerous to read the following. Okay. Let's do it then. Don't pretend lunacy. Your surgeon will detect such deception. You are sure to be tried in a court-martial. Or if you succeed in passing as a lunatic, you'll be invalid home without any more chance of rejoining your comrades at the front. Don't spit freely. If you do, you'll be obsessed with that habit of spitting. And remember, it's a carry symptom of pneumonia. Don't think the reverse of everything you chance to hear, or you will easily become habitual with you and develop into regular symptoms of neurosis. Don't try to practice sleeping in a fixed position. This is also one of the symptoms of neurosis. It is contagious to your comrades in arms. Don't be so nervous as to feel your heartbeat from time to time. Such symptoms always appear in the early stages of lunacy. Don't worry about the color of your urine or excrement. This is also an early symptom of lunacy. 1 week's practice is enough to feign the tremor of your hands, shoulders, and legs. The tremors of the head especially is the most conspicuous sign of neurosis. What the fuck, eh? If you practice too quickly, roll your eyeballs furiously without moving your head, it will soon become habitual. This particular movement of the eyeballs preludes serious neurosis. Even without such a practice, your eyeballs will soon begin to tremor unwillingly if you are constantly worried about it. Don't fall into the habit of glancing sideways at your comrades in arms. Your surgeon dislikes such a habit as it predicts the approaching menace of neurosis. Don't eat your own excrement or drink your own urine in the presence of others. If you do, you are sure to be branded as a lunatic, however warmly you may protest. Holy fuck. Don't mumble the same words immediately after you have spoken them. If you practice it repeatedly, your surgeon's verdict will inevitably be neurosis. Don't try to develop your imaginary power to the context that all humans face look like animals, or you're likely to see no more human faces, even on your friends. Don't imitate an epileptic fit. If you practice it for 3 days, you will certainly have a real one. Then you are on your way to lunacy. Wow. So, as I said before, when you join the military, they absolutely know what they're talking about, and there's proof right there. And like I said, I'm not trying to badmouth anyone that's joined the military because honestly, the training you get there is, unprecedented. But the mind control you get there, unless you can separate it, it will affect you. And I couldn't imagine being sent out and having to fucking kill people just because. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I thought it might have been fun. But all right. Okay, so the song's over. Yeah, that was a song I made on the remix. So I had it up. Pop some loops on. There we go. What's that? Oh, she is she? Yeah, no, Danny sounds cool. Um, oh yeah, 100%. Um, as I said, I can't say these things. Sometimes, time, time is funny. Anyways, let's go back to the warfare here. All right, let's see. Oh, hello, hello there. Can't pull it up closer. Sorry, guys. Ooh, oh, baby. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Oh, there we go. Sam knows what he wants. Sam at work. Not a boy, Sam. Oh, the moment she dreaded the way of all flesh. This is crazy stuff. Now, I remember from jail, okay? I remember this would have been enough to make me want to lock myself in my cell for an hour when I was in jail. I'm telling you, these kind of images are rather provocative. British government, Filipino propaganda, or Chinese or Japanese. Can't tell. I'm sorry. Indonesia. Yeah, so a lot of this is in French. Okay, we'll just. So yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting little pamphlet I would check out. So, oh, here we go. Here's some World's Fair stuff. Why is it so fucking small? I don't want it that small. Some of these are just huge. Okay, the Buccaneers. Is this the one? I don't know. But they showed a picture of the Blemishes, the people that have no neck. Their faces on the bottom. No, this isn't it. Probably. Oh, this is it right here. There we go. Check this out. Boom. Look at these. Oh, yeah, I bet. Well, come on. Hey, I would take age and experience over youth and enthusiasm any day. So, I'm sure you all know this joke, but the, 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 the father and the son, these two cows, were up on a hill. And the son is looking down on the hill and he sees all these female cows. And he's like, Dad, let's run down there and fuck one of them cows. And Dad looks to the son and goes, Son, we're going to walk down there. We're going to fuck them all. Youth and enthusiasm. I would take age and experience over youth and enthusiasm any day. Anyways, check these guys out, man. This is the story of the geographical discovery, how the world became known. Okay, every one of these. Look, you see these figures here? Okay, I might as well do this now. So we'll go back to here. And then I'll go out of here. And then we'll go down into one of the monster books. Let's find it here. These are all the books that I want to read. Here we go. Here's one of them, Monster Historia. So these are monsters from. So this guy traveled around. Whoever made this book, from 1530 to 1598, and he documented this shit. So, but I want to see if I don't know if I can do it while I'm watching with you guys. But those same creatures are in some of these books. So, look at these things. They show a lot of kids, which is weird, but there's two-headed kids. Look at this. These are adults. These are all, and then I translated some of it, right? So here, I'll do that. Boom, boom. You get the translation. Then it goes, except for and then there's this huge word. It's like fucking 50 letters long. And a lot of it's in like weird language. So, a little border, but those who do not have confidence in the coincidence of those who do not have the hardest of those who are to flick at us or after meth. See, it goes, it's weird. It's real. So these are hard to read, like, as a presentation to translate, because it doesn't translate properly into a proper sentence. You really have to just look at it and kind of figure out. It's so, and they have been swept away for a long time. Chronologics, you were 6, Opportunus Annie 15:3 early in the morning, and at an early hour in the mid-done of the more, and yeah, see, so, and they're speaking in Old English too. So some of that Old English is they use the S's and the F's. They switch them, and so it's just different. But, so you won't be translating much today, but I'm just trying to show you that. So that okay, look at that. You see that guy? He had a fucking face on his fucking stomach. You see that? So this book was out of the medical journal. Yeah, one of my beer runs. No kidding. Yeah, you did, eh? Wow. That was probably on her Patreon fucking Twitch stream. Yes. First, everybody was throbbing, and thrusting, and throbbing, and thrusting. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. So look at this guy. But these are reports. A guy's going around checking this shit out, going, hey, look at this fucking guy. He's got webbed fucking hands, man. This guy can't even jerk off. He's got, oh my god, that would be fucking coming from. Yeah, but so look at this guy. He gets planted in the ground. It's just, I know I'm going through this a little quick here, guys, but I'm trying to find the dog face and the other guy. There's a dog. There's one of them. This is a total different book. Completely different from the other book. Like, you know, that's what's crazy. Look at this guy. Look at this. That's probably like that's like a roll. He's got dogs for knees. And then look at this thing. Look at it. Look at that. How'd you like that there, girls? And he's got one rooster frog foot, and the other is like a regular foot. Look at that, eh? That's how they deliver them. You know, so they're doing this back in the 1700s, 1500s. They're doing high genetic manipulation. Look at that. There's a horse dog with a lion's mane. There's a bull with a leg for a dick. There's a two-headed bull, and there's Darwin. There's not a bull with, like, so this is all like genetic manipulation. It must be. Some of these, like, look at this shit. It's just, this is fucking, I don't know, man. I just always find it just crazy, this stuff. One of these days. But yeah, man. This is a trip, this shit. It really is. So he's got his thing hanging out. There's a human face. And that's what it says, because, like, believe me, I've gone through these books and done some of the translations, just trying to discern what data I can from them. And yeah, that's basically what I get is the guy went around just checking shit out and documenting it. Look at these. Frog snake. Then you get into the embryos. Okay. Let's see what else. So yeah, since I got it out, since I'm in here, let's check it out. But every one of these books I want to read. pretty much. Yeah, we can do a little commercial. Let's make sure. Oh, does she? I wouldn't doubt it. Is this gonna work?
In the jungles of New Guinea, on the barren shores of the Aleutian, in the tropic heat of the Pacific Islands, in the sub-zero cold of the skies over Germany, in Burma and Iceland, the Philippines and Iran, France, in China and Italy, Americans fighting. Fighting over an area extending 7/8 of the way around the world. Men from the green hills of New England, the sun-baked plains of the Middle West, the cotton fields of the South, the close-packed streets of Manhattan, Chicago, the teeming factories of Detroit, Los Angeles, the endless stretching distances of the Southwest, men from the hills and from the plains, from the villages and from the cities, bookkeepers, soda jerks, mechanics, college students, rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief, now veteran fighting men. Yet 2 years ago, many had never fired a gun or seen the ocean or been off the ground. Americans, fighting for their country while half a world away from it. Fighting for their country, and for more than their country. Fighting for an idea. The idea bigger than the country. Without the idea, the country might have remained only a wilderness. Without the country, the idea might have remained only a dream. Over this ocean, 1607, Jamestown. 1620, Plymouth. Here was America, the sea, the sky, the virgin continent. We came in search of freedom, facing unknown dangers rather than bend the knee or bow to tyranny. Out of the native oak and pine, we built a house, a church, a watchtower. We cleared a field, and there grew up a colony of free citizens. We carved new stations out of the Green Rivers, Virginia, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Carolina. Then came the first test in the defense of that liberty. 1775, Lexington. Our leaders spoke our deepest needs. Colonists are by the law of nature free-born, as indeed all men are. It is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government. These are the times that try men's souls. But as for me, give me liberty, or give me death. In the midst of battle, it happened. The idea grew. The idea took form. Something new was expressed by men, a new and revolutionary doctrine, the greatest creative force in human relations. All men are created equal. All men are entitled to the blessings of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's the goal we set for us. Defeat meant hanging. Victory meant a world in which Americans rule themselves. 1777, Valley Forge. We fought and froze, suffered and died. For what? For the future freedom of all Americans. A few of us doubted and despaired. Most of us prayed and endured all. 1781, Yorktown. Now we were a free, independent nation. The new idea had won its first test. Now to pass it on to future Americans. The Constitution, the sacred charter of we the people. The blood and sweat of we the people. The life, liberty, and happiness of we the people. The people were to rule, not some of the people, not the best people or the worst, not the rich people or the poor, but we, the people, all the people. In this brotherhood, America was born. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We began as 13 states along the Atlantic seaboard. We pushed across the Alleghenies, the Ohio River, the Mississippi, the last far range of the distant Rockies. We carried freedom with us. No aristocratic classes here, no kings, no nobles or princes, no state church, no courts, no parasites, no divine right of man to rule man. Here, humanity was making a clean, fresh start from scratch. Behind us, we left new states, chips off the old blocks welded together by freedom. Until finally we were one nation, a land of hope and opportunity that had arisen out of a skeptical world. A light was shining, freedom's light. From every country and every clime, men saw that light and turned their faces toward it. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning. The wretched wretches at your feet shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden dawn. As strangers to one another we came, and built a country. The country built us into Americans. The sweat of the men of old nations was poured out to fill the new. The sweat of our first settlers, the English, the Scotch, the Dutch, building the workshop of New England, of the Italian and the sulfur mines of Louisiana, of the Frenchman and the Swiss in the vineyards of California and New York City, of the Dane, the Norwegian, the Swede, seeding the good earth to make the Midwest bloom with grain, of the Pole and the Welshman. the Negro harvesting cotton in the hot southern sun, of the Spaniard, the first to roam the great Southwest, of the Mexican in the oil fields of Texas and on the ranches of New Mexico, of the Greek and the Portuguese harvesting atop the ocean fields, of the German with his technical skill, of the Hungarian and the Russian, of the Irishman, the Slav, and the Chinese working side by side. The sweat of Americans and a great nation was built.
Yeah, that's about it. They hide in the basement.
For the blood of Americans
Yeah.
has been freely shed. 5 times in our history have we withstood the challenge of the idea that made our nation. The idea of equality for all men. Life
That's not that. That's borderline pushing it there, smoking.
people we are.
Just
Let's take a look at ourselves.
getting lots of trolls saying not nice things about that. So that's why.
On the land, at a workbench, at a desk, and learn unbendable. The lightning rod,
People are not just objects.
blessed
They
anesthesia,
have feelings.
the rotary printing press, telephone, electric welding, the incandescent,
It's true.
subway, steam turbine, the motor-driven
I'm just checking you, buddy. Just checking you. It's all good.
sewing machine,
With love, you know. With love, yeah.
countless more there which were invented.
Oh wow, I've been on for an hour. She's the StreamYards just tells you everything, right? It's crazy.
And this inventiveness and enterprise, plus our hard-won democratic ideal of the greatest good and greatest numbers, created for the average man the highest standard of living in the world.
The highest standard of living in the world.
Registered automobiles.
Look at that.
All the automobiles there are in the entire world.
And then in 5 years, you got to buy another one.
Security of food, medical care. Our hospitals are models for the world to copy.
Yeah,
We
this
want
is crazy.
the average man, woman, or child, particularly child.
Yeah,
We
right.
reduce the hazard of being born. From then on, we protect, foster, and generally spoil the majority of our children.
Okay,
But it doesn't seem to hurt them much.
enough of that. There's some old Hastings footage. Works. Oh, it's not working like that here. We'll go back
And we fish
to this,
north,
and we'll check the archives for some more.
out west. When the season opens, we hunt and fish. And we're a sports-loving people.
So, there's the other part of the Laurel Canyon. I'll read that on the other channel. Actually, this is the one I'm reading right now. Can you guys see this? Yeah, so that's the one I'm reading right now. This is the other one. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So what do you think of that, guys? That's crazy, eh? Oh, comments. LOL, LOL, LOL. See, I gotta go back. I gotta change. I guess it's tabs. They're called. Me and my fucking me and my fucking schoolwork here. Um, I got to go back and forth on different tabs so I can change the picture for you guys when I'm in in the archives. So let's just see how this works. There's a little one. Look at that. He's weighing out the dope to make sure this guy's dope sick, and this guy's like, okay, well, you only get fucking half a gram. This guy's giving him some bud. Have some bud. It'll help you until you get the fucking real stuff. So that's what's going on in that picture. These guys are processing raw fentanyl at the source here. So they're in China, as you can tell by the little glasses they have, and by the children working. That's how you can tell where they are. Right? Hey, no hate, just reality. Okay, now this is the king that is going to be dying soon, so he's showing his kids how he runs the operation from raw product to for sale, from raw product to what do you call it? Yeah, how's it going, Gromy? Yeah, buddy, it's still. They've got a new thing now called. I had the little video up. It's I can't access it on here. Um, they're putting another tranquilizer in it, or so a lot of the fentanyl has benzodiazepam in it because fentanyl doesn't have legs. It's very quick acting. It gets you high and then it's gone in a couple hours. Heroin used to, yeah, that's it. Heroin used to keep you fucking feeling right for a good 12 hours. Good heroin, man, had legs. We called it legs. And it kept you fucking Gucci for a long time. You could do it. I used to be able to do a fix in the morning and I wouldn't have to do anything until after work. And that's what 8-9 hours there at least. And that's exercise too. Like I'm doing, vigorous labor. So, but a lot of times, man, I could do my fix right before I went to work, and then I'd have something right as soon as I get home. I'd leave it at home. I didn't even have to bring it into work. A lot of times for a while, I did bring it into work, and I was shooting dope in my neck in multi-million-dollar fucking properties with the owner right outside the bathroom door, and I'm bleeding all over their fucking bathroom. But that's a different story. Stupid shit I used to do with that. Yeah, because the one thing when you fix heroin, you get a taste. I would get a taste anyways, and it was such a satisfying, good taste. And then a cigarette right after that. Like, oh God, I'm craving it right now for Christ's sakes. But I can't, I can't access that anymore. That program, can't access it. I don't have veins, and there is no heroin. So there you go. It's true though, dude. It's a, yeah, man. I don't know. Okay. So I've shown on my channel these books with the monsters in them. That's partly why I look into these old books. There were different species of hominids or humanoids or whatever, Homo sapien. There were different species on in this realm. There were giants, we know that. But there were also, as seen in these old books, very different um, types of humans. So that's your aliens right there, everyone. You know? So is this? This might be the one. The guy, I don't know. And there's a bull that. See, and there's symbolism in all these pictures. I wish I could decipher it better. I can't. I can see some of the symbols. I understand what some of them are, but I'm assuming that's sugar cane. But I bet a lot of them, like if you were learned enough, you would be able to really give a narrative to these pictures because of the symbolism hidden in the drawings. You would know who these people are, what the event was. You'd have all this information, which unfortunately I can only assume right now. So, okay, what am I doing here? Oops. There's the they live with their glasses. You ever seen that movie? Great movie, guys. Great movie. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Let's go one more here. So here they're making armor. I think I might have shown this before, but they're making armor here, so they're not coming to discover anything. So who's this guy? This is America. Who's that? Is that a body or what? Can't tell sometimes. Well, there's the printing press. And then, so when you look at this in the context, okay, this would be in the king's basement or whatever, right? So the only news that you're getting is what the king wants you to get. Do you think it has changed at all? Do you really think it has changed at all? Yeah, it's okay. No, I didn't. I don't, honestly, Shadow, I didn't know where. I didn't really have an idea where a lot of it came from, because especially like the Greco-Roman type stuff. I mean, they dug Rome out. I've seen the pictures of it, but then now in this time and age, you can't even trust pictures because you could have a AI just make whatever you want. Oh, make me a picture of digging Rome out in the 14th century. You can make a picture of it. Oh yeah, but it was advanced. See, I'm I believe at the 17th, 18th, or like 16th, 1600s. So 1666 was there was a big fire in England, in London, and so on and so forth. But around that time, there was New Amsterdam in North America. So there wasn't the nations like Germany, blah blah blah, and all this. They were like, this is right before World War One. They were like different little empires, in like the Germanic Empire, the Prussian Empire, and I think the States was had a lot more Prussian. So I seen this one map, and it was in Time Life, and it says if Germany would have won, and that was the hypothesis. But I think the map was an older map of what happened before World War, how it was, because New Amsterdam is, I mean, that was New York, and it was very civilized. And then the infrastructure and all these things are, I mean, just to build this stuff, man, it takes effort. It takes a lot of people to hold the water back and then build the coastlines out, and the way the brick is interlocking, and these same interlocking building patterns are in all kinds on different continents. I mean, the the history that we've been taught is just a whitewash and a rehash of all these different stories and legends that happened. So I would take your Bible a little more seriously if I were most people. Yeah, the Babylon and everything, and that's why they got these stories, right? Of all, it really is nothing new under the sun, and it's hard to fathom that, because we have been indoctrinated so much into, oh, we're so technologically advanced. No, Queen Elizabeth, or yeah, I guess it was the one that had John Dee. He had all this kind of stuff, these technologies, looking into the future and looking into this and that, like GPS type technology, everything. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, I think I've been on for about an hour, almost 2 hours, guys. I think I'm just the test has gone pretty good tonight. Thank you, everyone, for checking the stream. Shadow Files, Glow Me Homie, Smoking and Riding, Sweetheart, what is it? Sweetheart Divine Glow, Lemonade, okay, and Teal. I can't forget the Teal. Thanks, guys, for popping in, and we're going to end the stream with.
David, I sort of liked it.
Folgers coffee.
Perverted.
Folgers.
Perverted.
Folgers coffee.
Perverted.
Folgers. But how does it get out from the testicles?
Procter & Gamble.
Psychiatrists believe that prolonged exposure of even the normal male adult to this type of publication, the penis gets hard, though he may not be aware of its true nature, the penis gets hard, will nevertheless pervert.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. Pepsodent. Pepsodent.
Folgers coffee.
Procter & Gamble.
Perverted.
I just can't seem to make good coffee.
Oh, good coffee is no problem if you use a coffee with better flavor. Folgers is different.
I'm going to take foods and nutrition. Want to be a dietitian.
It's smart. It's thrilling. It provides kicks to be a homosexual. Today's conquest is tomorrow's competition.
Pepsodent, Pepsodent, Pepsodent.
What's chemistry like?
Perverted.
Does an erection?
Perverted.
Well, does that mean you have too much sperm?
Perverted.
And you ought to get rid of it?
Streets are deserted as surface cars cease running, and citizens unable to travel remain indoors.
Perverted.
I think all heat is wonderful.
Nudity.
Only a few automobiles can operate because most filling
The
stations...
nakedness.
See, I'm showering in the school. What's for hot water? All I want, all I can use.
and can obtain no more gasoline.
How does it get out from the testicles?
Procter & Gamble.
Psychiatrists believe that prolonged exposure of even the normal male adult to this type of publication, the penis gets hard, though he may not be aware of its true nature, the penis gets hard, will nevertheless pervert.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent, Pepsodent, Pepsodent.
Folgers coffee.
Procter & Gamble.
Perverted.
I just can't seem to make good coffee.
Oh, good coffee is no problem. If you use a coffee with better flavor. Folgers is different.
I'm going to take foods and nutrition.